This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin shoppers got up early to find some good deals at the special Christmas farmers market. A one-of-a-kind flower in New Zealand may soon have some company. And the animals at Christchurch's Orana Park waste no time ripping into their special Christmas Eve treats. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Dave Goosselink. The Otago Farmers Market is always a popular place to go at any time of this year, and this morning's special Christmas market proved no exception. Shoppers got up early to grab their fresh fruit and vegetables, along with some tasty morsels for the Christmas table.
Piling up the fruit ready for the festive feast. Large numbers of Dunedinites navigated their way around the Otago Farmers Market this morning looking for last-minute Christmas supplies. There was an assortment of products on offer for the foodies, with cheese being a particular favourite.
The cheese packs, a lot of gift boxes, a lot of cheese. A lot of cheese has been done. I can say happily over 20 kgs worth easily. You might almost be bordering on the 40.
Berries and stone fruit are also highly sought after items, with the fresh produce selling out quickly. Kiwis are big spenders over the Christmas season, with about $20 billion spent in retail and hospitality last December. The farmers market opened earlier this morning before its 8 o'clock start time, anticipating a strong turnout.
It's been good. It's been a really good morning actually, and people did come out early, which we thought they probably would. And sun's come out, so it's been good.
The final Otago Farmers Market for the year will be held on New Year's Eve. In Dunedin, The South Today.
And as last-minute shopping for Christmas treats kept people busy and tills ringing, one Canterbury couple is continuing a popular tradition. In Sefton, north of Christchurch, Cam and Melissa Booker open the gates on their market garden fields for a special pick-your-own Christmas harvest market. A gold coin donation to the local school gets you in the gates. Thousands of families travel for the Christmas Eve event to dig their own new season spuds straight from the garden and pick their own fresh peas. It's become a popular Christmas tradition, with people flocking to the Booker's farm for the past 9 years to load up on fresh Christmas veggies and enjoy the farmers market.
Probably because we're a little bit mad, we do this, but largely because we used to do all farmers markets in town, and when they fell outside the weekend, we never did got quite the number of sales as what we did when the weekend was really close to Christmas.
He says the recent dry spell has produced much smaller spuds this year, but the thousands of people digging for the tasty taters didn't seem to mind, for the benefit of getting fresh veggies for the Christmas table. The wonders of nature are being celebrated at Dunedin's Botanic Garden. The miracle of asexual reproduction, to be precise, with potential sequels from a smelly crowd hit.
Could this be the beginning of the Day of the Triffids?
We managed to pollinate it, which is the first time it's happened in New Zealand, we believe.
This corpse flower, or Amorphophallus titanum, wowed crowds at Dunedin's Botanic Garden when displaying its massive and smelly bloom a few years ago. Winter Garden plant collection curator Stephen Bishop says they've now used advanced plant science to give nature a helping hand.
The trick to it is, the pollen is very short-lived, and we managed to collect pollen off ours first flowering 3 years prior, and we stored that down at the botany department at the university in a deep freeze at minus 80 degrees, and that actually kept it viable for 3 years.
The seedlings are about 2 months old, and Bishop says they're growing well. As they've been created from one plant, they can't be used for further reproduction. But he says the progeny are set to travel far and wide.
So yeah, in the future, if we can actually cross-pollinate, we will be able to successfully germinate and contribute to the world conservation of Amorphophallus. So yeah, these seedlings will probably be donated to other botanic gardens.
The Dunedin Botanic Gardens corpse flower has already defied the odds by producing its large odorous flower twice in quick succession, which isn't a common occurrence. So it's possible that from these tiny little seedlings, many large stinky flowers may grow. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Dunedin is in the grip of a housing construction boom. Latest figures reveal more building consents have been issued in the year to October than in nearly 3 decades. Over the last 12 months, the Dunedin City Council has issued building consents for 537 new dwellings. That's the most handed out in a single year since 1992, when a similar 540 consents were issued. Council Research and Monitoring Team Leader Nathan Stocker says the numbers reflect high housing demand and population growth over the past few years. However, figures show completed dwellings are lagging behind consents granted, with 340 new homes built during the year, possibly due to COVID and material delays. Of the consented properties across Dunedin, 335 were for standalone houses, while 140 were for attached units, 59 for apartments and 3 for retirement village units. Just like children opening their presents on Christmas Day, the wild animals at Orana Park in Christchurch waste no time looking at the wrapping paper. The park's animals had a special treat today when park staff laid out their Christmas Eve treats.
Ripping and tearing is all part of the experience. For the past 11 years, the annual treats event at Orana Park has drawn hundreds of spectators on Christmas Eve. Animal lovers are keen to come and watch the lions and many other animals shredding their festive season treats, all wrapped up in Christmas paper.
Today is the 11th annual festive themed fun day at Orana Wildlife Park, where we want to give all our good animals a present a day early, and it's a great way to bring visitors into the picture as well. So it's a really cool fun day just to celebrate Christmas with our precious animals that we're privileged to hold.
As well as lions, there were kias sussing out how to get to the tastiest bits, and some kuni pigs demolishing their presents.
And then throughout the day we'll be feeding things like meerkats and our lovely kia, right through to our gorillas, giraffes and rhinos as well. So it's a great spread for people and a great way for us to spread the joy of Christmas amongst our team.
Even the tiny meerkats found ways to get to their special treats as Orana Park residents enjoyed their pre-Christmas treats. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, buskers entertain last-minute Christmas shoppers and the South Island's largest hedge maze is on the market.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Spark your joy with jazz, the next generation from Honda.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Hi there, guess who? Do you recognise the eyes? Oh, okay, it's a haircut. Anyway, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores are carrying on as usual. Despite what's happening in the world, we have got some great stock for you. Personally, I've spent 50 years in this business and we have some excellent supplier relationships. We've got great stock, it's hand-picked, it's here, it's on time, and it's ready for this great summer.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So, as my favourite cut says, keep calm and carry on.
Welcome back. There were no sax or violins in out-of-the-way areas of Dunedin's city centre today, but there were a few musicians lurking about to entertain shoppers. Thousands of people hit the streets to do their last-minute Christmas shopping. This busker in Albion Place alleyway, connecting George and Great King Streets, received a lot of admiring looks for his suite of tunes. Some shoppers thought he sounded a bit like Neil Young, entertained by his take on an Eagles classic. On George Street, many people were laden with bags as they made their way through the shops, checking off their Christmas gift lists. The owners of the Orchard Garden Cafe and Function Centre in Alexandra have put their business, house and extensive gardens on the market. Dale Butcher and Wendy Robertson are now looking for the perfect replacements to take over the operation.
A business a Central Otago couple have spent 28 years developing is now on the market. Wendy Robertson and Dale Butcher are offering their pride and joy for sale, including the house and cafe, along with the country gardens, which feature the South Island's largest hedge maze. The couple plan to downsize to a smaller property, where they can continue their passion for gardening.
We're looking forward to a new challenge there. It's being renovated and we are looking forward to sort of making a more compact garden, but something pretty special that we both can enjoy. So that's our challenge, and that's going to happen no matter what.
The pair say the decision to call time on their life's work wasn't easy, and they're hoping to find a similar couple to replace them. The couple have owned the site for more than 30 years, buying an existing house on what was originally a war settlement, with an orchard attached. The property has hosted 550 weddings along with many other events over the years, with the licensed cafe being added to the hospitality business 22 years ago. In Alexandra, the South Today.
The Highlanders will be heading to Hamilton to start their 2022 season after schedule changes due to border closures and the threat of the Omicron COVID-19 variant. The first 10 weeks of the inaugural Super Rugby Pacific season will now focus on derby matches, with the 5 New Zealand teams plus Moana Pacifica playing those games on this side of the Tasman. The Highlanders season was set to open away to the Crusaders. That game will now be played in the second round at Forsyth Bar Stadium. The team's opening game has been changed to a Saturday afternoon clash against the Chiefs in Hamilton on February the 19th. Another 5 home games will be played in Dunedin next year against Moana Pacifica, the Blues, the Hurricanes, the Force and the Waratahs. The Highlanders' 2 pre-season games remain unchanged. They'll play the Crusaders in Western on February 4th, followed by Moana Pacifica in Queenstown a week later. In the final Global Insight segment of the year, Professor Robert Patman takes a look back at some of the international problems which impacted the world in 2021. The international affairs commentator says New Zealand has a major role to play in dealing with the COVID-19 COVID-19 pandemic, climate change action and business with China.
Looking at this past year, how has the COVID-19 pandemic continued to shape global relations?
There are those divided between the world essentially returning to an entity which is governed by nation states, and those who argue that globalisation, this process of technologically driven interconnectedness, which is making the world seem a smaller place, argue that globalisation has been turbocharged by COVID-19 and there'll be no return to the world as it was before COVID-19. And let's face it, we're facing nothing less than a major, probably the biggest paradigm shift in energy use in the next decade, if we are going to get through this problem, which is, it's a bit like COVID-19. Climate change is a looming problem. No nation can solve it on its own. And kicking and screaming, countries are going to have to work together to get through this problem if human life as we know it on this planet is going to survive, not just human life, however. The other thing was, Bruce, that we marked the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So it was a bit of a stock take, I think, around the world. I think in many respects the political causes of terrorism have not really been addressed, and what's happened has been predominantly a military response led by the United States. So we've been treating the symptoms rather than the causes, and the evidence, as a result of that mismatch, we've now had a widening of the problem rather than a diminishment of it.
Has New Zealand's place in the world changed during the past 12 months?
I think so. I mean, China has loomed large on the New Zealand foreign policy radar. In a way, it's been a very important economic partner for us since we signed that free trade agreement in 2008. And New Zealand, this is interesting, New Zealand continues to distinguish itself from its closest allies in the way that it conducts its response to China, its diplomatic response to China and its activities. So I think New Zealand is taking a nuanced approach to China, but has no illusions about the challenges presented by China's rise to power globally and in the Pacific in particular.
And you can watch the full interview with Professor Patman online at odt.co.nz. After the break on The South Today, we wrap up our look back at the stories of the year with December's big events, and we check out the weather outlook for your Christmas.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tiro!
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hi, I'm Eden Carson from the Otago Sparks and we'd love to see all your support down here at the Uni Oval this summer.
Welcome back. In the days leading up to Christmas, we've been looking back month by month at some of the news events that shaped 2021. This month of December began with New Zealand moving into the government's COVID traffic light system, which impacted the south in a number of different ways.
The rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine passes initially caused confusion among Dunedin. For businesses to operate under Alert Level 1 conditions, they must cite customers' vaccine passes, and there were those who are happy to embrace the new system.
We're not quite sure how it's going to play out. We have hundreds of people through a night. A lot of people come and go. We have smokers ducking in and out. So logistically, it's going to be a bit tricky, but it's just an adjustment. We'll see how it goes. We'll adjust as needed. So we're not too fazed by it.
The Southern District Health Board managed to achieve a 90% vaccination rate among its populace. Thanks to a vaccine drive, the SDHB became the 5th DHB in New Zealand to crack the 90% mark.
Getting over the 90% is fairly and squarely down to our public, to the people of the South, from Oamaru to Rakiora, who have had the courage to want to protect the ones they love.
One St Clair Beach stalwart brought forward concerns to the Dunedin City Council about the rate of erosion of the beach. At the last DCC meeting of the year, Rod Russ voiced his worries around the council's lack of action on the matter and wants the St Clair poles repaired.
And I think that the consultation process has been good all around, but it's all talk and no action.
After months of lockdown, Aucklanders were finally able to stretch their legs and spread their wings as they made their way south. Queenstown welcomed the tourists with open arms, with the influx of visitors hoping to be the start of a busy summer season.
It was a really lovely flight, the views were incredible. I haven't been to Queenstown in quite a long time, so it was lovely to get out and do something different after being in Auckland for quite a long time.
And pharmacies were having to turn people away looking to get their Pfizer booster jabs early.
What wasn't publicised very well is that there is a delay when that time changes to early to mid-January. So currently as it stands, it's still a 6 months waiting time from the second dose to the booster.
The confusion was caused by a government announcement earlier in the week. The announcement didn't make it clear the reduced wait time from 6 to 4 months to receive booster shots would start in January. From across the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Dunedin shoppers got up early to venture around the special Christmas Otago Farmers Market with berries highly sought after. The Dunedin Botanic Garden is trying to breed their famous corpse plant using asexual reproduction. And the animals at Christchurch's Orana Park wasted no time ripping into their special Christmas Eve treats. Now, there's no tomorrow's ODT segment today, with the next edition of the Otago Daily Times coming out on Boxing Day Sunday. But time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's City View, how to say Merry Christmas in Te Reo Māori, one of New Zealand's 3 official languages. Looking at the situation, the next 3 weeks should bring long, fine periods to the region, with warmer than normal temperatures and less rain than usual. The Otago coast may be rather cloudy at times, as onshore winds bring humid airflows, but inland areas should see more sunshine than usual and sunny, clear days. Heading to the northwest of the island for Christmas Day, some clouds in Greymouth with a warm 21 degrees, cloudy skies and a cooler 19 degrees in Westport. It's a slightly gloomier day in the northeast. Nelson scattered rain but a humid 23 degrees, and Blenheim stays clear of the rain with clouds and 19 degrees. Moving to Canterbury, a bit of wet weather for Kaikoura, with showers throughout the day and a high of 19. Christchurch is 1 degree similar, with 18 and cloudy. And in Ashburton, the sun breaks through the cloud, giving you a summer's day for Christmas. Moving to the southern towns, there'll be moderate northeasterlies and cloud in the Catlins with 19 degrees, but moderate northwesterlies and high cloud in the other spots, which will reach 21. Across to central, Tiano has moderate northerlies and cloud increasing, a high of 19, northwesterlies and fine in Wanaka and Alexandra with a lovely 27 degrees, just 1 degree less in Queenstown with light northerlies. Further north, Timaru can expect fine weather with light easterlies and 21 degrees. Ormolu fine with moderate northeasterlies and 19. It'll be warmer in the inland towns with moderate northwesterlies, highs of 26 and 27 degrees there. In Dunedin, cloud clearing tonight with southerly winds dying out and 10 degrees. Fine tomorrow with early low cloud quickly clearing. Becoming fine and sunny with fresh breezy northeast winds, but cooler temperatures, a high of 18 and a low of 14. It'll be warmer on Boxing Day with sunny periods and increasing high cloud and winds, some rain developing at night with cooler southerlies, a high of 26 and a low of 14. And in Invercargill, becoming fine tonight, mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with moderate northwesterly winds developing, a high of 20 in the south and a low of 14, and cloud will increase in Invercargill on Boxing Day with some rain developing during the afternoon, strong northwesterlies followed by cold southwesterlies and showers in the evening, a high of 19 and a low of 13 degrees. And that's the news this Christmas Eve and our last local bulletin for the year. For the latest news from the southern region over the holiday period, grab a copy of the Otago Daily Times or head online to odt.co.nz. A summer schedule of programming will be running here on Channel 39, and the team from the South Today will be back with you from Monday the 17th of January 2022 with our nightly news bulletins. For now, we wish you and your whānau a very Merry Christmas and a happy New Year season. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.